Morning. Am I audible to you guys? Am I audible? Okay. तो आज कौन से क्लास में हो? You got any class or still just scrambled here and there? 4 to 4. Okay. 4 to 4. It's first floor, I guess. -1. Let me share my whiteboard first. Okay, yesterday we saw some of the examples how to design FA from the regular expression. I know most of you were just standing there or not listening maybe. Okay, today I'll show one more example. Then later I'll give you some assignments so that you can do yourself. Then we will see one important topic, which is pumping lemma. Okay, so just continuing with same thing. First, just want to show one trick if you get a bit longer regular expression. Okay, for example, this is given plus C star and 1. So you have to design finite automata from this regular expression. So this one is a bit long. So what's the trick? To make finite automata from this type of expression, first see where you get the plus sign. See here you have 1 1 0, then this part, then we have a plus sign here. That means from the initial state, one part should go to this thing and other part should satisfy this part of the string. Okay. So what you can do is that you can just consider this whole thing as symbol 1 and the rest of the part as symbol 2. Okay. But if you find something consecutively like 1 and 0, you cannot consider it like symbol 1 and symbol 2. Okay, you can consider symbol and symbol 2 only when you get a or sign or plus sign, and in some places you might get it as this sign. Okay, but both are same. So from normal this plus sign thing means or, you can build initial state q naught and q1. Okay, that means one part will go to the final state 1 0 for the time being, just consider it like this. The next part is whole listing 0 plus 1 1, then 0 star and 1. Okay, so you are just satisfying this part symbol 1 symbol 2 since it's a or, so obviously one part will go from initial state to the final state, then the other one will go to also initial to final state. Now this one is not complete yet, right? Because here we have like two symbols together and here a whole expression there. So what you have to do, you have to break it again. Okay, let's start from this side. So whenever you see consecutively like symbols, different symbols, that means obviously it's like you have to make two states for that. If consecutive strings 1 and 0. So from Q0 you can make, previously here it was 1, so you can give different name, or initially you can just keep giving names. Okay, in the end you can give names. Okay, so just give names later since it's not complete. Here I'll make one state 1, then it will go to the final state and 0. Okay, so this part is done. 1 0 means it will take 1, going to one state, then again taking 0 and reaching the final state. So this part is complete now. Now we have to expand this part. Okay, so same thing here you can do also. Like you have first take this one, means whole thing, again inside here this is one part and this is one part, right? That means what? From here for either it will be 0 or it will be 1 1. So what you can do, you can take the state 1 1 and the 0 is there, 0 and 1 1. Okay, after that what's there, you need to make this 0 star thing. Okay, take 1, now it is 0 star, then from here you are taking 1. Okay, so now you have just expanded this part. For plus sign, again you are doing, following the same step. From initial state 1 1, then from 0 it's going to 1 step, then from here 0 star and 1. And this is not complete yet because we still need to expand this part and also this part, because for the star, you remember we normally use the self loop one. Okay, so rest of the part will be same. Just keep this part same. Okay, 1 0. Now here for 1 1 again same thing. That means you have to expand it into two states, 1 and 1. Correct? This 1 1 part. Next 0 should come to this part directly. Okay. Now we have a star sign. For star sign, remember we can just use a self loop here. 0. Okay. And rest 1 will remain same. So this is the final automata for this expression. After that, you can just give names to your states. Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay. So see again. Whenever you see a long expression, first you see where if there is any plus sign there. That means or part. If there is no or part, that means it will be just consecutive process. Okay. And then you just need to break 1 1 states for every symbol. So if you see the plus sign, then you have to know there will be two paths from the initial state if there is single OR. Okay, so here you just consider first part as symbol 1 and second part as symbol 2. Okay, so then you expand the rest of the part. For 1 0 it will be consecutive 1 and 0. Okay, next you have to expand this part. So for here also, since there is a OR part, from the initial state it will have two parts, one for 0 and one for 1 1 part. Then you keep rest of the things like 0 star and 1. Then you expand it again. The process is same. Since consecutive ones are there, there will be two states, 1 and 1. Okay, and 0 will remain same from here to here. Okay, next you got star. Whenever you star, always use self loop. So you make a self loop here and 0 star is complete. And next is same 1, you'll just connect it to the final state. So this is simple trick to convert long regular expression to a bit small one. This is NFA. Okay. Uh, per our choice, ma'am. We can give any name. Yeah, you can give any name. Up to you. You can give Q0, Q1. You can give ABCD, whatever name you want to give. So names doesn't matter what name you give to your states. Okay. Okay, let's see another one a bit simple. I showed you directly the tough one. 0 star 1 plus 1 0. Okay, this one is relatively simple. So for this whole thing, you can take this one as symbol 1 and this one as symbol 2, right? That means from initial state, what you can do, there will be one part from 0 star 1 and one part will take you to the 1 0 part. Okay, and this is the final state. Okay, next one, you expand this part again, correct? How to expand this part? First, you saw the 0 star. Okay, 0 star means what? You can simply put a self loop here and 0 star is done. Then 1 is still there. So you can make this star. Okay. Then what you can do? You have to expand this part. This one is consecutive. So 1 and 0. Here you can split your final states. Okay. Because there are two paths which are going to the final state. So this is 1 and here you can just write 1 and 0 and it is done. Okay. Then you can just give some names to your states, maybe A, B, C, D also, it's fine. Doesn't matter what name you give. Okay. And yes, even if you make it, if you don't split it, you can directly connect it to here also. Then also it will be fine. Okay. Then also it is fine. If you don't want to give this part, you are following this method, then you can just make it like this. Okay. So both part is satisfying. Your regular expressions containing the string 0 star and 1 going to the final state, or it is reading 1 and 0 and reaching to the final state. Okay, I'll give some examples to you guys, means as assignment you can try yourself. Okay, yeah, you might see different methods in different places, just select one. Okay, is this to clear to everyone? Is this one clear to everyone? I'm simply showing you the simple steps. If you check a book or any other thing, then they first convert it to uh, epsilon NFA, then they convert it to NFA. Okay, so I'm just giving you simple tricks so that you can do it a bit faster way in exams, because in competitive exams you won't get much time to follow each and every step. So whenever you see plus sign, you split. Okay, if you see consecutive, then just expand with different state. Okay, this is mostly they are NFA. Sometimes they also ask to convert it to DFA. So after converting it to NFA, you can convert it to DFA. I guess I already uh, showed you guys how to convert NFA to DFA. So after building this, you have to follow the same steps I taught earlier to convert it to DFA. Is it clear? If you want, I can explain again. Is this one clear? Are you guys following it? Am I audible? Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
So is it clear to you guys?
Yes, ma'am, clear, ma'am.
Okay, are you getting the tricks? If you don't respond, how would I know?
Ma'am, we are responding in chat box, ma'am.
Ah, okay, I missed. Okay, very good. Okay, next I'll just give you some assignments later. Okay. So now we
Okay,
will
ma'am.
to the part pumping lemma. Okay. So what is a pumping lemma? Normally, using the pumping lemma, what we do is check whether a language is regular or not. Okay, this is the process to check whether regular or not. Okay. So this is not the only method. There are various processes to check whether the language is regular or not. Okay. So you pumping lemma just one of the method. Now when we see see language can be both finite and infinite, right? If it is a finite language, obviously we can say that it is a regular language and we need finite amount of memory. So we can draw it with finite automata. But if language is infinite, then there is a problem because we directly cannot say whether the language is regular or not. See, regular is just one type, right? There is another context-free grammar or context-sensitive language. We are still studying just one type of language. Type 3 grammar or the regular language which only uh, used for finite automata. Then we have other languages also, right? Context-free language, context-sensitive language and all. So we cannot directly say whether a language is regular or not, context-free or not from the infinite language. So for that, we use pumping lemma. Okay. Now pumping lemma again is a negative test. Negative test means what? Means, for example, we do some testing, right, to check whether the compound is acidic or alkaline, like that. But if the language fails the pumping lemma, then only we can say it is not regular. Okay, that means what? We want any language to fail the test actually. Don't want them to pass it. So if we give a language and we are performing pumping lemma here, so we want it to fail. If it fails the test, then we can say it's not regular. Okay, it's not regular. Okay, but if it passed the test, what will happen? If it passed the test, then it is undecidable. We cannot say whether the language is regular or not regular. Okay, therefore it is a negative test. We want the language to fail the test, not pass. Only we can say it is not regular when it fails the test. So what's the lemma? The lemma is if L is an infinite language, then the exist some positive integer n, which is your pumping length actually. Such that any string W belongs to L. Any string means it will be a substring, belongs to the language, has length greater than equal to n. Okay, that is, this will be greater than equal to n. Then W can be divided into three parts. W equal to x, y, z that satisfy following conditions. So what are the conditions? These are the main conditions. Okay. For each I greater than equal to 0, x, y, I, z belongs to the language. 2, length of y should be greater than 0. And third is length of xy should be less than equal to n. Okay, so main condition is just this part. Okay, in simple language, this is the whole pumping lemma, and we need to check whether the language satisfy this condition. So for that, what we do, you just take a substring. Okay, from the language you take a substring, then divide into three parts. Okay, then from the three parts, suppose this is a language, you divide it into three parts. 1, 2, 3. X, Y, Z. Okay. So from here, what we do, we increase the length of Y. That means we pump more Y into the XYZ. Okay. So W is equal to XYZ, and we pump the value of Y here. Okay. Then we check, after pumping Y, we check whether the substring is still the part of the language or not. If it is not part of the language, that means it fails the pumping lemma. Okay, then we can say it is not regular. So directly go to the example, it will be easier to understand. For example, very simple. You will get it like in everywhere. An power t twice n such that n greater than 0. Okay, we need to check whether this language is regular or not using pumping lemma. Okay, so what we can do, once the language says an and b twice n. Okay, so what will be the possible language? Language is the collection of substring, and n should be greater than equal to 0. Okay, that means possible was the main condition. If there is n number of A, then there will be twice number of B followed by A. So smallest number will be epsilon will be involved because a power n, it will be 0. Anyways, then there will be a, b, b, double a, b, 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 4b. If there is single a, there will be twice the number of a. Okay, if number of a's are 2, then number of b's will be 4 and so on. So what you have to do, just take any substring. Okay, don't take directly the minimum one, then it's okay to take it, but let's just take this one. Okay, suppose I'm taking this substring a, b, b, b. Okay, number of a 2 and number of b's are 4. So what we can do, we have to divide this substring into 3 parts. Okay, how will you divide? There is no set of rules how you will divide the substring. It's up to you, totally you, doesn't matter. So let's just, I'm taking this part as x, this part as y, and this part as z. Okay, double a x, double b y, double b again z. So I'm dividing it like this. So now what you have to do, you need to pump the value of y. So what's the value of y here? Y means double b. So what I am doing, see, I for I greater than equal to 0. So now I value is simply 1. Now I will increase the value of I. Maybe I will be 2. That means I will do xy to z. Okay, this is simply xyz. Now I will do, here I value equal to 1. Now I will do 2. That means what? I am increasing the value of bb. That means now value of b will be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your y now. And z will still be same. This is z. Okay. So we are increasing the value of y. So is it this substring, is it part of the language? This still belongs to L. Is this one belongs to the language? No. This doesn't belong to the language anymore. Why? Our condition is if number of a equal to n, then number of b will be twice the number of a. Is it happening here? No, it's totally violating it, right? So this substring is doesn't belong to the language anymore. So that means what? It fails the pumping lemma. So since it failed the pumping lemma, this is not a regular language. Okay, you can try other substring also. Means you can divide it in a different way. For example, you are taking a b, b, b. Okay, for example, you are taking a as x, ab as y, and triple b as z. Okay, you are taking AB as Y, triple B as Z. So now you will pump it. Pump means what? You will make the value I equal to 2, or means you will just increase 1 by 1. Okay. So after this it will be AB, AB. Okay. This is Y now. This is X, and this will remain same Z. So is it part of the language anymore? This is totally different from the main condition. A is coming in between B's. It's like A, AB, AB. This is not part of the language, right? Therefore, what? This is again doesn't belong to the language. Therefore, it fails the pumping lemma again. That means this language is not regular. Got the idea? Main condition, you need to check this one actually. From this number 1 only you will get your answer. We are simply pumping the value of y here. Okay, and how you will divide the string, it's totally up to you. doesn't matter. Okay, there is no set of rule like you have to consider 2 alphabets as X, 3 alphabet X, doesn't matter. You can take it anyway. Okay, even from suppose A, B, B. You can take this one X, this one Y, this one Z. Okay, why I took a bit longer? Because it's easier to divide. Okay, anyway, whatever substring you take, just remember you have to divide into 3 parts. Okay, if you take this part again, if you increase, will be A, B, B, Y now, and B. So is it the part of the language? No. 1A, 3B. This is not part of the language. So we can say it is not a regular language. Okay. Division you can make anyway. For this one again, you can maybe take A, B, 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 B. You can maybe take this A, this part as X, this part as Y, this part as Z. Doesn't matter. You just need to divide into 3 parts. So anyone can divide according to means yourself. It's up to you how you divide the substring into X, Y, Z. Just make sure you whatever Y value you take, you just need to pump that part only. Okay, here if you pump it A, B, then double B, double B. This will be Y, this will be Z again, and this is X. So again, this is not part of language. So you don't need to do all the things. Just select any substring, divide into 3 parts and check whether it is still part of the language or not. Okay, if it passed the pumping lemma, means if it is part of the language, then you cannot say whether the language is regular or not regular. It is undecidable. Okay, if it passed the lemma, that means you cannot decide whether it is regular or not regular. When it will fail the test, then only you can say it is not regular. We are not checking whether the language is regular. We are checking whether the language is not regular. So it's a negative test. Is this one clear? Same concept you will also get in context-free grammar also. So just know the concept now, then that part will be again the same process. Okay. So we check pumping lemma for any language actually. And this is the main concept. We divide string into 3 parts and pump the Y portion. Then check whether it is still part of the language or not. Okay, I take attendance. Is this part clear? Pumping lemma? There's many ways to check whether it is regular or not. Pumping lemma is just one way to check. Okay. Flat portion is always like a bit confusing. When you study it, it sounds really easy, but when you do it, then confusion arises. Means what's the next step and how to do it. So always keep practicing. Practice is the main part here. Okay. Okay, thank you all. I'm ending the meeting anyway, it's ending. Okay. Okay, from tomorrow it's a holiday. So enjoy the holiday. See you on Monday. I'll take physical class from Monday onwards. Okay. Yeah, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you too, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, bye.